That was loud.
It was.
Hello everybody, it is me, Darcy. You can tell I have a face. Kris, he also has a face. Sorry. In advance. Actually, it's not advanced, you've already seen it. My apologies. Welcome back to the Unnamed Podcast where we sit here for about a time talking generally rubbish. Very special podcast today. It is 2, 3... When you are watching this, not when we're filming this, it is 3 days before Christmas.
Yes.
There you go. Or, because of the nature of YouTube, Christmas may have already gone.
Yes.
Congratulations. Or it might even be Christmas Day. Thank you for spending it with us. Yeah. We love you.
Thank you.
Kisses.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome back to the podcast. As usual, we're going to start with some channel news. I haven't had internet for a week, so I got fucking no idea what's going on.
Subscribers are the same.
Subscribers are the same. Excellent.
We have uploaded 2 videos still.
I was over at Chris's place doing that. So technically, Chris's computer did it, but Kris himself did no extra work. And those 2 videos were a faster than light playthrough with me, where I got decimated twice.
Ooh.
The game is so fucking tough.
Yes.
And that was the first time I've played it in I want to say 3 years.
Yeah.
So because I played it then and I'm like, I love this game, I got back into playing it, I've actually done more successful now.
Yeah.
Though I will come out here, say it clear, say it proud, I've never actually beaten that game. Ever.
Oh.
Because the final fight is so fucking hard.
I don't think I've ever played the game.
Oh, well, check out the thing.
I shall.
You might be playing it one day.
Oh, okay.
But it is the final fight is so fucking hard. That it's so I was playing it on easy mode the other day, not in the film. In the film I'm playing it on normal mode, but yesterday I was playing it on easy mode. Got to the end, final fight, eviscerated within minutes. And I had a pretty well upgraded ship, as well upgraded as I could have been at that point. With the choices that I'd made. Sure, I could have had a slightly better ship if I made different choices, but at the same time, the whole game runs on a timer.
Oh.
So you don't actually have as much time as you want to just explore and gather all the parts that you're going to need. You are limited how much time you can spend in each sector, and you can never travel backwards a sector.
Oh.
So if you miss something, it's gone.
Yep.
And then you have to pretty much travel around helping people, destroying other ships, and exploring to pretty much gather resources that you can then spend on upgrading your ship. And you can either buy upgrades like new weapons, crew members, all this good stuff, or you can use that money to upgrade stuff you already have on the ship to make it better.
Okay.
So when I was playing yesterday, I had a ship with 3 levels of shielding, heaps of all of my systems were upgraded, all of them could be powered at the same time.
Yeah.
I had some level better weaponry. Mm-hmm. I had drones, I had mind control, I had everything. But in the final fight, I didn't have enough of anything to kind of compensate for what I needed.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's hard as fucking balls.
I'll have to have a look at it.
You've got to balance your things. So for me, I prefer laser weapons because they just require energy. But then you've got to weigh up your things. You can get missile launchers which use rockets, and rockets are a resource that you have to spend money on, but they can ignore shields. But then you've also got to calculate what your hit likelihood is. I was fighting one fight which I should have won easily. And it almost killed me because my guns just kept missing. So I wasn't landing any hits. I had 4 guns firing all at the same time. They had 1 level of shielding, which meant that I should have been, if my guns were hitting, I should have been absolutely rinsing their systems every shot with 3.
Yeah. 1
to take down the shield, 3 hitting.
Yeah.
But it would be 1 hit and then the others would all miss. And I'm like, fuck.
Shield's down.
I can't get this. And there's nothing I can really do to make it any more accurate. I'm just missing shots. So it's it's all about calculations and risks and stuff like that. And it's very fun. I love the game. But it is incredibly it is a game you can play as just a casual and be like, I just like doing the space stuff and then getting destroyed. But it's also a game that has massive, like, if you go into it, there's levels of tactics that are fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like there's an alien species that literally sucks the oxygen out of the room.
Oh.
So you can have one of those on your crew, which means that anyone boarding your ship goes into that room, they're taking damage from the fact there's no oxygen in there.
Oh.
But then you can't send other members of your crew that need oxygen into that room to help them with anything. And so if they've got to go heal, you've pretty much got to clear a path all the way for their healing.
God damn it.
So yeah, like there's so much strategy there, and it's like there's a species that's immune to fire, so it's like they're the best at putting out fires on your ship.
Well, of course, yeah.
But they're super fucking slow. So it's like, do I just vent my ship to kill the fire? Do I get a fire suppression system? Do I have this guy specialize in fire? Do I just risk sending in my faster guys and risk their lives?
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay. There's a lot to it.
Oh, it's an incredibly tactical game, and I only played it with one ship.
Yeah.
I have three models of that ship now because I managed to get to the end, and one model of another ship. And like each ship is different, and each model of the ship changes that ship up to a level.
Okay.
So I took a run yesterday with the Agni ship, and it doesn't have guns. It just has ion blasters.
Okay.
Which means that I can't kill ships. It also has a drone system, and the drone is what kills ships. So I send a drone out, and it just blasts the ship. But all I can do is hit it with an ion beam and disrupt it for a bit. So that meant as I started coming up against harder and harder things, I never ran into a shop to actually buy a weapon, I was fucked. Because I could not actually defend myself, and every time my drone got destroyed, I'd have to launch another one, which had a wait time on it. And so it was just kind of like, at one point I'm sitting there and I launch a drone, it gets destroyed instantly, and I'm just like, okay. Wait, launch another one, it gets destroyed instantly. I'm like, there is absolutely nothing I can do in this situation. I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I am hitting their shields, their weapons, their, engines all with my ion blaster. I'm like, but that's not doing any damage, and I'm just sitting here being fucking pincushioned by them.
God damn it. Oh, it's irritating.
Yep, so that's Faster Than Light. If that video does well, there will be more of that on the channel. We'll give Kris a go. He can see if he can run a successful ship.
It won't be successful.
Then today, recently dropped, was, I say today, Wednesday.
Yeah.
It is today for me. Always remember that.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, we dropped the 5th part of my Spyro playthrough. Nope. Final part's part 6.
Yeah.
There are 6 worlds.
That's right, there is, yeah.
And that is the Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers is one of the worst worlds in all of Spyro. Also one of the longest videos.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
Because Dreamweavers is one of the few ones where the levels can get you lost in them.
Yes, that is true.
And so there's a point in this one where I spend like heaps of time running around this one pretty much spiral map looking for a place to get to another place. And I know where I want to get to. And I know that there's a path there. I just have no idea where it is because you've got to kind of like see this one little spot where it is. And if you miss it while you're traveling around this giant spiral, you've missed it, and then you got to travel it again. And if you miss
which map that is?
Dark Castle. I think it's Dark Castle. So one with the fucking fire fucking turtles in it.
Oh, yep.
And then the whole Dreamweavers thing is like changing enemies and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
The
one that annoyed me
Ghosts.
the most, I can't remember if it was the first or second game now, but it was basically the sky. A place where you're up in the sky in the clouds, and there's like little mini suns.
Sounds like second game.
I think it might be. See, that one I find is another one that you can get lost in.
Yeah. I think I know the one you're talking about. It's one of the missions where you're helping the birds.
I think it was.
And they've got like the ships, and you've got to start the fires, and there's the glob dudes putting out the fires, and then there's like the spike balls and the fireballs and everything.
Actually, that might not be it. The one I'm thinking of is there's literally a point where you've got to you go in and there's like, I think like 3 suns or something like that, and they're like real small, and you've got to keep them lit until they get to the actual main area where they can stay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's an easy part of the mission. Don't get me wrong.
I do think I know what you're talking about. Anyway, so speaking of Spyro, I have finished filming all of the first game.
Yeah.
And I just need to edit the last part because there was one minor fuck up that happened. Pretty much, if you watch Dreamweavers, go watch that. You see that I do all of the missions in Dreamweavers. I go into all of the portals.
Yeah.
Then I travel to Nasty North's Land.
Yeah.
Well, when I restarted, it hadn't registered that I had done the boss in Dreamweavers.
Oh.
So I went and did all of Nasty North, and it was like, come back when you've reached 100%. I'm like, I have reached 100. What the fuck is going on? And then I went back, and it was like, holy shit, just for some reason it's not registering this well. It registered all the rest. It even registered the fact that I had, like, done stuff in Nasty North's world.
Oh.
Like, I was there, but, yeah, I was just like, what the fuck's going on?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
It was like selective saving.
Yeah.
But like I am, so all of Spyro 1 is done, and I am actually looking forward to starting Spyro 2.
Yes.
But Spyro 2 is going to be an incredibly different kind of thing. Because Spyro 2 only has 4 worlds.
That is true.
Because each of the worlds is based on a season, but then each of those has so many portals.
Yeah.
And then in the portals, there's more stuff to do because it's just a bigger game overall.
It is, yes.
And then Spyro 3 after that is even bigger in terms of... Because it only has 3 hub worlds, doesn't it?
Fuck, it's been ages since I played it. I think so.
Yeah, I think it only has 3 hub worlds.
Yeah.
But then each of those has like 10 to 12 portals in it.
Yeah.
So
that's
that's gonna...
The games themselves don't take long.
Oh no!
It's just it's
splitting
them up into videos is a bit
The
harder.
entirety of Spyro 1 took me about 6 hours.
It's about right, yeah.
And that was, I say 6 hours ish. 6 hours ish with a very uneven split. Like if I just sat down and gone, let's do this, probably about 5 hours of gameplay.
Roughly about, yeah.
But with, having to remember how to do things and, not really remembering where I was leaving off and what I had done. There's always a little bit of stuff.
Whereas I know when I got the game, I just hammered them out and finished them all in like 3 days with work in between.
Yeah. Playing it for yourself and trying to film it is a bit different.
Oh, yeah.
Filming it takes a little bit more time.
Yes.
Then, so Spyro 2, I'm going to see... Again, I want to keep the videos under an hour if I can. So we'll see how that kind of goes. Also, there's a lot more back and forth. Like Spyro 1 is... And if you've seen any of the videos, I do this. I get to the world, I finish the hub world, go to the first, go to the second, go to the third, and finish each world like that. Spyro 2, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to unlock abilities, you have to go back and forwards. So there'll be a lot of back and forth. The plan is to still do the completion run.
Oh, of course, yes.
But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I was thinking of is maybe starting up Crash Bandicoot, because I've got all 4 games of that.
Yeah.
And just going, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3, whatever.
That's fair. Completion run on that one? That one that's actually harder to do.
No, I don't think I'm going to do a completion run because I've never actually played Crash Bandicoot, so this will just be my first time finish each of the games.
Yeah.
Because, I was a Spyro kid, I wasn't a Crash Bandicoot kid.
That is true. Whereas I played both. The completion run's tough on that one.
Yeah, because it's got all the extra challenges.
The time trials. Yeah. And then when you get to the time trial on the map that they, in the first game, they didn't add one of the maps because it was too difficult.
Yeah.
With the controls back then, now that they've brought it back out, better controls.
Actually,
slightly.
that's a lie. They synchronized all the controls from all 3 games in the Insane trilogy.
Yes.
Which meant that the jumping for 1 and 2, because they made it jumping from 3, is actually off.
Oh,
so it's actually harder.
Whereas I just got used to it real quick, so I didn't notice it.
No, there are things that used to be in the original one that aren't in the jumping mechanics anymore, and so it's made jumps incredibly hard. Not so much for people playing the first time because they're not used to the old timing, but for people who were really good at it in the past, the new timing fucked them over. And they acknowledged this completely.
Whereas I played the original only a few weeks before it came out. The whole remaster came out. See if that would actually make sense as to why that was a bit of a pain to get the hang of it initially. But once you did get the hang of it, it was a piece of piss. But
anyway. Moving along from that, there's 4 Crash Bandicoot games. I have played a bit of the first one. I think I've done like the first world type thing. Maybe. I can't remember.
You've seen a bit of the 4th one?
Yeah, Kris played the 4th one at his place, but I didn't play it. So the whole thing is that this would be a good opportunity for me to play it. It's kind of what I want to do with the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yes.
I haven't played them.
I started one of them.
I did start the first one, and I was going to start filming that and be like, oh, there's a Kingdom Hearts playthrough. And I would love to do that, but then the kids' feet freaked me out because they have clown feet.
Oh, yeah, they do too.
And I was like, I can't deal with this. Not first time on a stream, not first time on a recording. And then I was kind of like, I actually don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts to know if it, like... There are some games out there which is like, if you want to put them onto a video, what you do is you just play the story.
Yeah.
And you go, let's just run through the story, this and that. And then there are some games like the Spyro one where it's like, let's go for the completion, because the completion and the story aren't that different.
True.
Like, technically you don't finish the story until you've done a full completion run. And also, technically, you don't... Yeah, and it's not that difficult to do the full completion. All you gotta do is just make sure you finish every mission. And that's not that hard, considering that it's not one of those games where it's like, oh, there's a secret part here. It's just kind of like, follow the path. There might be 1 or 2 secret jumps you've got to make, but they're pretty obvious.
True.
That kind of stuff. So I was kind of like, for Spyro, even Spyro 2 and 3, where the games get more complicated and add more stuff to them,
it's the same process.
Well, the other thing is, as someone who's played them a lot, like before the Reignited trilogy come out, I think I'd finished every Spyro game. Spyro 1 being the one I'd completed the least, I think at least 3 times. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Gateway to Glimmer, which is number 2, so if you're not from Australia, or wherever else they called it, Gateway to Glimmer, Ripto's Rage. Yeah. And then number 3, Year of the Dragon.
Yeah.
You know, I think I played that like 7 or 8 times.
I think that's the one I played the most as well.
I actually prefer Gateway to Glimmer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Or number 2, if I'm being honest, because I just like that game a lot more.
Well, I know I didn't actually own one of them when I was younger, so I didn't really get to play all of them until they released the ports to them on the PS3. And then they re-released them all.
Exactly. In other updates, we're still at the same subscribers.
Yes.
Love it. Love the fact that they're not going down.
Well, that's always a good thing.
It means that no one has buyer's regret, and that's what we're really after.
Yes. We did notice a slight issue with the Discord.
There has been an issue with the Discord. Unfortunately, I can't fix that at the moment because I don't have internet.
Yes.
So I can't even really check what's going on there.
We'll get that up when we can.
Once I figure out what's going on there. It could just be that the link I shot was like a one-time link.
Might have been, yeah.
And it's like, no, you can't. That expired. And it's like, okay, whatever. Where is the permanent link? So that's something I've got to track down. Patreon's still Patreoning. Look, there hasn't been much content there, but over the coming weeks, pretty much if I had internet, there would already be some more videos up there.
Yeah.
But there's a few videos that we've done for the coming week, which is Christmas week, that have really been chopped down by me to fit the YouTube-ness of YouTube. And just what I'm thinking of is putting up the unedited versions on Patreon. That means there's going to be a lot of crap talk between me and Kris. A lot of stuff that was probably never meant to be seen. Anything that Kris says that is overly racist, I will remove. Don't want that getting back on him.
Hey, whoa. I don't tend to say things overly racist.
No, there might be some bits that are cut out just for the sake of like it. I'm fairly sure at the start of them, me and Kris are having a heart-to-heart about real life shit. I'm like, I don't really need to be in that.
No. Well, that's how it ended with one of them.
No, the arms one, I don't think the ending's too bad because we kind of do that in like a podcast way where we're just kind of sitting here chatting. Whereas I think the one I'm thinking of is like us actually like I've pressed record and then we've just continued on talking about what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So it's not entertaining. It's not us talking to the camera. It's literally us talking to each other about real life shit that's happening in our lives. You guys, you're not missing anything there.
No.
Our lives are very boring. I know it doesn't look like it. You know, handsome Darcy, ugly Kris. Surely we've got crazy shit happening in our lives. You know, you put the two of us together, we average an equal man.
Yeah, that's it. And when we're separate, it doesn't add up to that.
No, it's like Kris is out there just arguing up the world, and I'm out there just being, too vibrant.
need to bring that down.
Yeah, I walk into a room, everyone's wearing sunglasses. I'm like, sorry, my bad. I'll bring Kris with me next time. No, so that's kind of what my plan is for Patreon going forward. Stuff, not every video. It's not going to have every video because sometimes the best part is already in the video. Yeah. But like, if there's a video like the arms one for the Boxing Day beatdown on YouTube, that video is going to be about 40 minutes long.
Yes.
Around. I can't remember the exact length. It's already edited, but that's about 40 minutes long. It's no longer than that. On Patreon, that video is going to be about an hour and a half long.
Yes. Because
I cut out so much stuff. There's a whole point of it where, like, we're not playing the game and it's just drunk me being drunk.
Yes.
Because at that point, I've had my drink, some shots.
Yeah.
A drink Kris made for me that was too strong, and I'm now drinking a drink that Kris made for me that is overly stronger. That is that I literally took a sip of and thought I was going to die. So,
well, you told me to make a drink, and then I started talking to the audience that wasn't there.
Yeah,
they were egging me on. They told me to put more in.
Yeah, we need to get you to see someone of that. So that's kind of the idea, I think, moving forwards for Patreon, where we are now. We are also going to make some content that is purely Patreon based. Both me and Kris want to do some like Rocksmith stuff because that's a really fun game, and we both like to play guitar poorly
as much as I.
And also I like to sing songs. Like I sing constantly.
He does. I don't tend to sing. I'm okay with playing.
I sing.
I'm okay with playing guitar. I'm not okay at it. I'm not
actually.
At it at all.
if you've ever watched any of our videos, you probably noticed that I'll just start singing rubbish shit about anything.
Yep.
Chris's personal favorite is about the G-bone.
What the fuck happened there?
And I also get distracted very easily. No, but it just reminds me, like we were out with a friend, and she goes, "Oh no, he's drunk. He's singing." And I was like thinking about that later when because I was like, I wasn't that drunk, and she's like, yeah, but you were singing. I was like, oh no, I can tell you don't spend enough time with me because I literally just start singing everything
all the time.
So that can't go on YouTube at all, even a little bit.
No.
We try and get away with like the fact that usually my songs are nonsensical and don't have a rhythm.
That is true.
Or if they do have a rhythm, it's like there's no music in the background, but you can't really do that with a game about playing guitar. There is music in the background.
Yes. And he will be singing that song.
We're singing all songs, motherfucker. But yeah, so it's like, we get away with things like, what was I singing? I was singing something in one of our videos, and like, Kris goes, "You're gonna
bleeding out."
Yeah, no, it wasn't even
that. Was a different one?
It was a different one, and you go, "Oh, we're gonna have to cut that," but it was right in the middle of what we were doing. And I was like, "Oh, do I have to cut it?" And then I was like, "I'm gonna upload it, and I'm gonna see if YouTube's like, hey, there's a copyright material here," because I was like, there wasn't any music in the background; it was just me singing the song.
Yes.
I'm like, technically, you can't copyright the words in the order; they have to be to the melody, and there has to be something more to it.
Yes.
And like nothing popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm not getting any of that out because that would have made my life a lot more difficult."
Yes. However, the other night while we were drinking,
Oh, that's...
He kept singing Bleeding Out, and it took me ages to remember what the fucking song was.
Yeah, that was fine. That was, I think, at the start of the podcast or something.
Multiple times.
Oh, it was just in my head, because... Oh, yeah, well...
Pretty sure you did it while we were playing Hitman.
Yeah, but that was not while we were actually in the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
I did it before we started, so I literally cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Because I was like... The game, like, I think it's still loading. Like, it's a loading screen. I'm just in there singing along.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's you know, that's kind of our plan for Patreon moving forwards. We'll call them unedited, but in reality, we're talking about less edited. So more of the rubbish left in, more of the stupidity left in, more of the me lying on the floor and screaming left in.
Yeah, that's right. That did happen.
Lots.
I believe I put my foot on your chest.
No, it was on my back. I was lying face down.
Oh, you were. You told me not to put my foot somewhere.
I told you not to step on my stomach, otherwise I'd just explode.
Oh, yes. And then I stood on his back.
Well,
placed my foot there. I didn't actually stand.
Anyway, yeah, so that's, you know, part of it is that we're going to go into that level of being like, here are the videos that have just stupid, unrelated stuff at the start and back, unedited, that of course edited, but unedited in there. That's going to be on Patreon. There's going to be some special stuff we only do for Patreon because it's just too difficult to do for YouTube, and YouTube has too many rules about it, even though, technically speaking, nothing illegal, but just, you know, copyright stuff. Anything that makes it difficult for us to put on YouTube, because, like, the Halloween stuff, we actually got a video flagged for copyright stuff because it had a song in the background.
Which one was that one?
Alan Wake.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
And so I cut that out. Like, it was 30 seconds of a song, and I cut that out and re-uploaded it, and it went, oh, actually, there's also 20 seconds of this song in there. And I went, YouTube, that's not how copyright works. Technically speaking, for copyright to work like that, you can't have... It has to be a certain proportion of the video that is that. But YouTube has a very blanket rule on copyright, which I fully understand, fully respect. That's what they have to do to provide the free system that they have. Yeah. So they flag it for copyright and they say, look, this is restricted viewing. And you say, okay, whatever. And I didn't really want to edit it again. Yeah. Because I'd already gone through and taken out the, as I said, 30 seconds of the song in an hour-long video. Yeah. And then it was like, oh, here's 20 seconds. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. That video is just there. It's not like it's making money for us anyway. So that video is just there, restricted, with a 20-second song in it, in an hour-long video. Yeah. Technically not what copyright's supposed to be protecting you from. Because if you know anything about copyright law is all about protecting your IP from and allowing you to make money off it. Yeah. So that means that what it's supposed to be protecting you from are these people that put up your song, if you will, because that's what it was. It was a song. Just your song in a video that they own, and then they put like a funny blue background on it, and people go like, oh, I love this song, and just put on the song and listen to it, which means that's taking money from you. If it falls into something where it's like, one, you haven't just wholeheartedly taken them, it's kind of like TV show and movie reviews. The protection that they get for being able to show clips from the TV show / movie. And a lot of like those people being like, oh, you can't do that, that's copyright. It's like, no, it's not copyright because I need to show this so that they can see the point I'm making. And two, you can't come here to me to watch this with the whole movie because I'm not playing the whole movie. Yeah. And that's what copyright's protecting. Copyright's protecting your ability to make money by being the only person able to give your intellectual property to people.
And you've only got to look at it like, I know a little while back it was, I believe it was Electric Callboy or Eskimo Callboy, technically both the same band. They got a copyright strike on one of their songs. Yeah, it's their song. Mm-hmm. They had to fight for that one, but it was...
that's the other problem with YouTube's copyright thing, is that technically speaking, any single person out there can copyright someone else's stuff. Yeah. And YouTube's blanket rule... YouTube is supposed to... If you copyright someone's stuff, like, because obviously there's an auto system that says, hey, you've got copyright material in this, and you go, fuck, let me fix that. And then there's the reporting system where if it's gone through that first phase, and like, so there are some things out there, if you've been with us a long time and you remember the first Halloween week, there's a song that plays at the start of all of the Dark Anthologies games.
Yes.
That is a copyrighted song, but for YouTube has put it into their system that because it's part of this game and it's like the opening credits of this game, that there's no issue. And that actually, I think, comes from the owners of the musical piece themselves being like, no, there's no issue. We don't care.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, there's copyright material, but no action will be taken on it.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay, because obviously whoever owns this copyright material isn't out there being malicious about it.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between malicious and just protecting your property. I fully understand that. People need to protect their ability to make money off what they do. And that's why we have copyright.
Yeah.
But then you get the malicious side, which is the copyright strike system.
Yes.
Which is where a person can go in and make a copyright claim against something that's not necessarily always true.
Yeah.
And YouTube are supposed to review them via people, but it has been shown that they don't. Because obvious. Oh no, heaps of people have been like, if this was reviewed by a person, they would have seen that this is a hour-long video, and the part that they're claiming copyright is 2 minutes of a clip of theirs that I'm talking about them in it. It's become this whole thing of people are copywriting to stop people talking about them.
Yeah.
Specifically big YouTubers who are doing some shady shit.
Yeah.
Copywriting people to stop them saying anything bad about them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because obviously...
I didn't know that was happening, but yeah.
So, but you also get the others who copyright videos and then pretty much make it a ransom. Yeah, I put in a copyright. I'm willing to remove it for $10,000.
Yeah, I've heard about that one too.
Yeah. So, you know,
ridiculous.
that's why YouTube has to be a little bit better with its copyright stuff.
Yes.
And actually follow the law of putting in an illegal copyright claim. Because that's filing an official piece of paperwork falsely, which is a crime.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a misdemeanor. It's a crime. You can be sent to jail for it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially if you did it with malicious intent. That adds a lot worse stuff to it.
Especially
like if you did it for try and blackmail someone, mate, now you're dealing with blackmail as well as it's not good for you. So don't do that. But yeah, so you know, a lot of stuff on YouTube, we are beholden to that copyright stuff. As I said, I fully respect it. We have to. We have to respect it. So as I said, we fully respect it. We understand why it's there. We know that it's to protect everyone.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like if they don't act really harshly on these things, then they're liable to lawsuits from the creators of this content, which means that, and like this is what people on Twitch didn't understand for the longest fucking time.
Yeah.
You can't win against a system that you don't understand. So I don't know if you remember, but Twitch had this thing where they brought in their copyright laws.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were just like, no, hang on, you know, can't do this, can't do that. And so the Twitch streamers, so many of them started just having copyrighted material in their streams, being like, what are Twitch gonna do? And none of them thought that the obvious answer would be ban you.
No.
Two, and this one's the big one that no one really thought about, is Twitch, YouTube, all of these services give you as an individual person the ability to do something that hasn't existed in the past.
Yes.
Get online, talk your rubbish, play your games to a crowd of people and make money off that.
Yes.
In the past, if you wanted to be able to make money off talking rubbish, you had to get a TV show, a radio show. You had to do something that was a lot of hard work, whereas you know, look at us, fucking two dudes in my study with some lighting, a camera, and a fucking microphone. We're able to put videos out and be watched by hundreds of people.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be possible 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We would need a TV show, which means we would need to convince someone that what we're doing is worthwhile, convince them to give us money, pay a whole crew to do things, and it's just not feasible.
No.
The scariest thing, and that's what copyright's really there to protect, is if YouTube, Twitch, any of these got a massive fine or a massive legal fight to keep, because people were using copyright material and not respecting copyright law, the easiest way for them to solve that problem is just to shut down the service.
Yeah.
No more Twitch, no more YouTube. And it sounds ridiculous, but for them, this could be billions of dollars of fines.
Yeah.
Because every time someone uses a piece of copyrighted material, they are liable for however much they're liable for.
Yeah.
And considering that YouTube, I can't even remember the stats, but let's just say there's hundreds of hours of viewing put up every fucking minute.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Yeah, it's ridiculous numbers. There's a lot of chances for lawsuits in there. So really, if they didn't have these copyright laws, the only feasible thing for them to do would be to shut down completely. Yeah. Take away what some people think is their right. Some people think it's their right to get on the internet and make lots of money. It's not. It's a privilege.
Yeah, it is.
Check your privilege. But yeah, you have no right to do this. And so when someone brings in rules, even if you disagree with them, you have to take a balanced step and say, okay, is this actually draconian law? Yeah. Like a lot of the Twitch streamers thought it was, being told they can't use copyright material anymore. Or is this a balanced step to try and keep us all making money?
Pretty much, yeah.
And the truth is this, if you do want to use copyright material on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, there's a really easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Buy the use of that item.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to cost you a bit of money, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Just like you don't want someone stealing all your videos and putting them on Facebook. Someone who's worked really hard to write a song doesn't want you taking it and just being like, yeah, but it's free publicity for them, right? No, it's not free publicity. You've stolen their work. If you paid them, I'm sure they'd be absolutely happy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not even talking like having to pay them massive amounts of money. I don't know what the exact going price for a song is or whatever. But, I'm sure if you were to hear someone writing a song and you like that song, you said, hey, can I put that in my stuff? And they were like, I don't really want. And you're like, yeah, it's $100. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know the legal ramifications there. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying, fucking use your brain.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so that's Patreon. And, Patreon's a little bit different in terms of its copyright laws because, technically speaking, you're paying to see the people.
Yes.
You have to. You're already making transactions there and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some things that we want to put there that we can't really put on YouTube. Plus, with Patreon, not everything is monetized, so they don't monitor it all as much. It's a weird kind of back and forth thing. There are copyright laws on Patreon. Obviously, I can't steal someone else's stuff and start posting it as my own.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit more
relaxed.
They're a little bit more case by case than YouTube, which is just blanket. Because again, there's less stuff going up on Patreon. Just in general.
Yeah.
I think that just about wraps up channel news, Chris. Anything to add to that?
No, I think we went over everything.
Oh, actually, there is one more thing.
Oh?
Christmas week has had a slight change.
Yes.
There will now be a Mario Kart wedged in there somewhere. Thank you. Good night.
If you're watching this at night. If not, good morning.
If you are watching this tonight, go to fucking bed.
Depending on what time of night it is.
No, fucking do it now. Oh. Listen to me. I'm your boss.
Wait, when did you pick up?
Oh, I should be everyone's boss. I'd be great.
I don't know if I haven't signed a contract. I don't know if you're my boss.
I am your boss.
I don't know. There hasn't been a contract yet.
Not only am I your boss, I'm the boss.
I don't know about that one.
Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, that wraps up. That's just I just wanted to chuck that out there because we did talk about Christmas week in the past, and we're like gonna have this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Some changes happened. I thought about something and I went, actually, Chris.
Actually.
We can't do a week without Mario Kart in it. That's like our signature. Screaming at Toad? That's what I do.
Fuck you, Toad.
We will also be beveraging during it, so...
That's going to become more common.
Oh, fuck. We should be drinking all the time. Why aren't we drinking all the time?
I don't know.
Alcoholism.
Liver?
Yeah.
You don't want that to die early.
You know what they say, die young, leave a pretty corpse. Plus, I'm fairly sure I'm going to get Alzheimer's as I get older, and I don't want to live with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I'm clocking out at 50.
I thought you were immortal.
Yeah, but only if I don't get Alzheimer's.
Oh, okay, fair.
If I do get Alzheimer's, I will find a
You'll
way.
end it.
Death finds a way.
If he gets Alzheimer's, he'll get bored. Then he'll end it.
Actually, you know what? I thought about that. If you are immortal,
Yes.
Alzheimer's must be the greatest thing ever for you.
Okay.
Okay, right, immortal. What is the one thing that, like, all of the things that have immortals in them say about the immortal person? They get bored.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've seen it all, they've done it all. But
Yeah.
Alzheimer's means you forget.
Oh,
So
yes.
every time...
that's a fair point.
You can never see and do it all because you're constantly forgetting that you've seen and done it all.
Okay, fair point.
It's the perfect loop.
I'll give you that. That makes sense, yes.
Fine. And that's why I get paid the big bucks.
He doesn't.
Where do you? Yeah, just different jobs.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So that's all that wrapped up. Moving on to more joyous things. This is the podcast before Christmas. We mentioned that earlier. It's like 3 days, 2 days, day and a half. Where are you watching this? It was last week. What the fuck are you doing, mate?
Well, yeah.
Watch the new podcast.
So it'll be up there.
That's the New Year's one.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, Christmas, most wonderful time of the year. Everyone's under immense social pressure to be happy and joyous. Don't let it get to you. Chris doesn't even have a Christmas tree,
No.
and his name is Kris. If he was Spanish, and there was more of him, he'd be Christmas.
Oh shit! I want to.
No, but like, yeah, I was just like, I don't know, man. I was like looking at this time of year, I'm like, all my friends are depressed. Like, and I have to babysit them, and that's fucking shit. I don't want to do that. Like, I got Kris, he's got his own messed up problems, he's messed up. I got Jordan, he's messed up.
I don't think I need to be babysat though.
He does. Look at what I'm doing right now.
Hey.
Babysitting.
Whoa. Hey, I'm helping you here. There's a difference.
Yeah, man, I was just like, I was having a talk with Caleb the other day,
Oh.
and he was like, man, everything's, yeah. And I was like, are you okay? He's like, I'll be good in a couple of weeks. I'm like, okay, that's not great.
Oh no, it's not. Damn.
I think the only person who's actually genuinely happy right now is Jonathan.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's genuine. Because it's also a little
I
bit...
mean, you'd hope it is.
There's also a little bit of smug in there as well.
Oh, there is.
He's kind of like, hey guys, I'm better than you. I'll start this shit. I'll tell you a story about what happened Friday night after you guys left.
Oh, okay.
Because it's fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry, because you stayed out and I had to go chase Jordan down.
Yeah, I told you to go after him and get him home. And I was there with Jono because I was like, I'll stay here with Jono for a bit longer, and because he came over here to see Jordan.
Yeah.
To look after Jordan, which then he spent the rest of the night not looking after Jordan.
Yeah.
He wasn't even with him at points because, like, the second I saw him, I was like, oh sweet, that means we can. No, he's okay. He's not looking after Jordan at all.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
So anyway, yeah, no, there's a bit of smug wrapped in there. So I'm like, it's not all. He's not all happy. He's a little bit smug as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just like, fucking. I'm like, I was just like, I just think it's Christmas because of all the fucking pressure that comes with Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, you got to catch up with family. You got to do this. You got to do everything right. You're also supposed to be really happy because it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I was just like, fuck Christmas, man.
I know, it's difficult to be fucking happy with those goddamn bells on those shoes.
Absolutely.
Fucking hate it.
But that's all I've really got to say about Christmas. I really, it's for us here, it's another generally rainy day. It's generally rainy. And we live in Australia, and Christmas in Australia, everyone's like, oh, it's sunny, you're at the beach. No, generally it actually rains on Christmas Day. Because even the weather's like, no, fuck you, this day is not happening.
Far North Queensland's flooded at the moment.
It's the most wonderful time. And last year we were on fire.
Yes. Wait,
and flooded.
Is there... Yes, it is. It's a common thing. Wait, is anywhere on fire this year? We're going to have to look this up. There might be somewhere.
No, but... I just had the thought in my head, well, it's not hard to change.
No, it's not. But still.
Let's not do that, everyone.
Don't.
We don't need that.
No, we don't.
But no.
But no, that is... It is a thing. It is a common thing for somewhere to be
4 days. There's still... No, 5 days. There's still 5 days until Christmas. Something could catch on fire.
Honestly, I'm thinking somewhere actually is at the moment. I just don't.
Probably.
Again, we'll have to look it up.
But yeah, no, as I said, it's just this time of year, and everyone's like, oh, you're supposed to be happy. It's like, no, fuck them. Fuck everyone else. You want to be miserable? Be miserable.
Yeah. Do it.
You don't want to feel good about it? Don't feel good about it. You want to sit there and be like, why the fuck does it take me 2 hours to get 10 blocks away from my house? Oh, because everyone's stopping to look at Christmas lights? Fuck them.
See, I finished work at 10 last night, so I didn't really have to deal with that.
Oh, that's nice. I went out at 7:30.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
It took me... Well, there was 6 cars out the front of my house, so it took me about 10 minutes to get out of my driveway.
Yes.
And then when I drove up and looked down the hill, it was just...
Oh, because it gets packed there.
Because they go, oh, I want to stop on this side of the road. I want to stop on this side of the road. And it's like, this road's only big enough for 2 cars to drive down. So if you're stopped there and you're stopped there and that's all the way up the road, all the cars that want to travel through there have to do it one by one.
They have to take turns.
It's ridiculous.
I
really wish the police
would. I do remember, because I always... So when I do my night, I always go for a drive on break to get away from the store so that no one can call me. No. So anyway, I go for the drive, and last year I think I actually went up that street.
There is actually a worse street at the moment, though.
Yeah, there generally is. This one's not good.
Out that way. There's a whole block that's pretty much lit up, and people
there's a whole street that's that's known for it.
People are just stopping everywhere, and I get it. You want to take your kids out to look at Christmas lights? Do it. Have fun.
As we've said,
but don't do it in your fucking car. You go, oh look, there's a lot of Christmas lights down the street. Pull over somewhere. Pull up out of the way. Don't be in the way. Don't stop in the middle of the motherfucking street, you stupid fuck.
Yeah.
Get out. Walk down the street. Look at all of them on foot. Then walk back to your car. Get in your car. Continue driving.
It's pretty simple.
You don't have to drive at 1 kilometer an hour and be like, look at the lights. If you want to do that, get the fuck out of your car and walk, you dumb fuck.
Because that way you can stop and you won't be in people's way. It's not hard.
And people who don't want to look at the lights and just want to live their fucking lives and continue with what they've got to do...
Don't have to wait
Don't have to deal with your shit.
As you can see, it annoys us.
It fucking infuriates me.
Yeah.
Because people are just so inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to much more jolly topics.
Yes.
So I recently read a story. Now, there's not much you can take from this story. It was based on an ex. Okay, I want to quickly mention something here because, fuck Elon Musk and all of that shit.
Oh, okay.
Twitter. When it used to be Twitter. And you would say like, oh, did you see this new tweet?
Oh, yeah.
And then Elon Musk bought it and changed it to X. And now someone, X's? Did you see the new X'd? What is it?
Yeah, okay, when he said, I was briefly confused until you said Elon Musk. Before you said that, I was like, X? What are you talking about one of your X's for?
No, X. Just, So, Toys for Bob, creator of such games like Spyro.
Yes.
That's the only one I care about. Well, there's also Crash Bandicoot, but I care more about Spyro.
Of course.
Recently posted a X. X'd. Whatever the fuck they're called now. Used to be, I would say, they tweeted, and everyone would understand that simple. And be like, oh, okay, they used Twitter to put out something. But now they're Xing or X'd or X'd or... Maybe they just tickled Elon's balls. Maybe that's what we should call it. Hey, I'm out here tickling Elon's balls.
Oh, God damn
Making
it.
him feel good about himself. Fuck Elon. He's a great businessman, but he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Anyway, they recently posted something where a bunch of them were in, I assume, an office because it had a big sign saying Toys for Bob.
Okay, yep.
And there were two screens, and these screens were blurred out, and you could kind of make out colours, but that's about it. And people are speculating that that could be a Spyro 4 related thing. And I'm like, ooh, if it is Toys for Bob, that would be a hell of a Christmas gift.
It would be.
Just announcing Spyro 4 on Christmas Day, being like, it's not coming out yet, but we're working on it. People would be happy. If you're not working on Spyro 4, fuck you. Why the fuck not? It's great.
It is.
It'd be a great game. We want it. We need it.
Come on.
Put it in our lives.
No, we won't.
But also, if you are working on it and you don't put out a statement on Christmas Day, fuck you again.
Yeah.
You know, that's dick move. Give us a Christmas gift.
Well, would it actually be Christmas Day for us? Would it not be Boxing Day for us?
No, it'd be like early hours of Christmas. But late night of Christmas Day.
Yeah, see, that's where, that makes sense.
But it doesn't really matter as long as it comes out on Christmas fucking Day. I don't care.
Fair.
But no, so there's an X with a blurry screen and a bunch of like people sitting around watching this screen, and it's like, is this Spyro?
Okay,
4?
we can't call it X because it's just weird.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Fucking
It's so stupid. Just every time you say it, it's just there's an X with a blurry screen. It's like it just sounds like it. Sounds like you have an X with a blurry screen.
And then there's like, what if 3 people X with blurry screens? Would that be a triple X blurry screen?
No,
Because that's a whole different
thing.
That's taking us into a different realm of reality. Now we're like, holy shit, what the fuck was... Who was doing what to what that needed to be blacked out?
I know, right?
Anyway, so yeah, there's this picture and people are speculating that it's Spyro 4. Now I'm hoping it's Spyro 4, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Because remember the last big news about Spyro was he's coming to crash punching, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever that game is called, it's not a good game. So it's like the next big Spyro thing could be like, hey, Spyro's coming to crash team racing, and be like,
no,
this game is dead already, let it die. Just make Spyro 4. You want to make money, make Spyro 4. And then don't add fucking microtransactions to it. Make it a single player game. That's it. That's all I've got to say about it. Make it just look at what you did for the Reignited trilogy and go like, okay, so there were no DLCs, no microtransactions, no nothing. Do that. Except make it Spyro 4.
Yeah, do it.
And then, if you do want to make a little bit of extra money, make a DLC, but make it an actual good DLC.
No, yeah.
Go build another whole world and be like, hey, more Spyro.
Yes. That would be
that's actually probably been my biggest disappointment with DLC. Like,
they don't add enough. They've really
think about like The Witcher 3 DLC, for example.
Yeah.
That added a lot to that game.
It did.
In fact, it added a whole new storyline.
True.
Then you get other DLC where it's like, hey, yeah, buy this DLC. It adds a mission. What the fuck? A mission?
Yeah,
DLC is... the truth about DLC is you could use it to... Now, I hate games as a service, but you could use it to literally never need to release a sequel game to your game. Because you could just be like, hey, so you know that game you bought? Yeah? Well, here's the next part of the story. Bam. And then here's the next part of the story. Bam. And then here's the next part. And then like 4 of those later, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, that would have been the sequel game. But we gave it to you bit by bit.
And don't make it the price of a full game.
No, well, that would be ridiculous. Make it, I don't know, like a quarter of the price of a full game if it's a
So that once you've bought all 4 parts, you've bought a full game. Because it's worth a full game. It's pretty simple.
It's crazy how the world works. Oh, good. Excellent. Double buzzes and Kris. Anything new? Good?
Not really.
Your sister
Yeah.
sent you a snap. Let's view it.
You can't view it on here.
Yeah, I'm viewing it. I'm pressing view. Oh, it died. Anyway,
See, now it just says check your phone.
check your bitch. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. DLC could have been used to do that. Instead, we got like fucking hey, it's a new costume. Give me $20, please.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't think that's worth $20. It's 2 new costumes, and one of them shows more boob. Yeah, that is worth $20.
Fine, here you go.
And that was only Chris Redfield's boob.
That's a fucking... Oh man, that's funny.
It's like the fact that we now have games as a service, which is a stupid model and I really hate.
We all do.
Shows that what we could have done and like how we could have, you know, made gaming better, but instead we went for the worst, like just the worst way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want the new game? You got to buy the new game. Also, there's a DLC for this new game. The new game isn't even out. How are you telling me about DLC? Oh, well, what we've done is we've designed stuff specifically to take it out of the game.
Yeah. Arseholes.
The whole point of DLC is it's supposed to be you made the game and then you want to add something, but because the game was already made, you were like, okay, we'll add it separately. And it's like, because we've spent so much time making this thing, we feel like, you know, because the game's already out, you guys already own it, we feel like we should get some monetary compensation for making this extra part of the game that you love and enjoy. So pay us a little bit of extra for it and you get this extra content. But then DLC was just like, hey, no, we've designed this alongside the game. There is no extra cost for us at all, but we are going to charge you $70 extra for it. Thank you, please give us all your money. And I was like, how did we fall into that? How did we fall for that trap? How did we fall for fucking loot boxes? We're smarter than that.
We still fell for
them. I hate loot boxes. Like, that's my thing. I say this to people all the fucking time. I could live with the DLC days and the season pass days. Well, not the season pass. You know, when it was like the DLC pass, they called it a season pass, but it's different to the season pass we have now.
Yeah.
The old school season pass, where it was like, we're gonna make like over the next year, there's gonna be a bunch of DLC. Pay us the price of the game again, and you get all of it for free. And you're like, fuck it, okay, whatever.
Well, you're not really getting it for free because you're paying for it.
Yeah, but you're getting it cheaper.
True.
Technically, you are getting it for free because you were paying, what, $140, and that's the price of a new game now?
No, well, yes.
So, free.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, the point is you were paying a one lump sum for all of the stuff. And then loot boxes came out, and that was the worst thing, because then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, okay, pay us that, because then they had them both running simultaneously. It was like, pay us the lump sum and you get all of this stuff, but there is going to be some stuff you can only get from these loot boxes. So pay us for each of those as well. People were going, I don't like this. And then they went, you know what, loot boxes make more money, so get rid of the season pass. Get rid of all the planned DLC. Let's go straight to loot boxes. We'll give free DLC, but we'll add more loot boxes.
Yeah.
This is genius.
They're doing it.
And then someone went, loot boxes are gambling. And that took a very long time for that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And then they went, oh shit. And they went, yeah, so it's funny, because all of these, like, 10-year-olds have the same symptoms we see in people who are like 50 and have spent their entire life at the casino.
Yep.
And they went, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. And they went, oh, no, your loot boxes are literally a slot machine. And they went, battle passes. Everyone wants a battle pass.
Let's do that.
It's like a loot box, only you can see what you're doing, and you can earn it by playing the game, but only if you play the game like it's a job. And I hate battle passes. And then they started making seasonal battle passes, where it's like, you know what, this game doesn't just have one battle pass, it has a battle pass every 3 months. Now you really have to play the game like it's your job to unlock it all.
Oh, yes.
I hate that. I wish we could just go back to the days where it was like a one-time payment for all of the DLC.
Put your disc in and you've got the full game. That's great. You'd have the slight bug here and there. But again, you can do updates for that. You can do updates for a slight bug. It's fine. But honestly, the other thing I'm not liking is, well, does it seem to you like they're trying to push, like, going away from discs?
They are.
They are? And you know what the problem with that?
Yes.
Well, we don't own games. If you don't have the disc, you don't own the game.
No, you own the license to play the game.
So the moment they want to get rid of the game,
you
they just take it out of your library.
Exactly.
So and
That's
people are like, oh, you got the disc. It's like, but there are games where if you don't update it, you can't play it.
No,
so
trust me,
as
someone who hasn't had the internet for the last 4-5 days, I can play 2 of my games on Steam.
Yep.
Because everything else needs an internet connectivity to activate.
Even though
I can't really do anything on Xbox because I haven't signed in the last 24 hours, so all of my online games are like...
Oh, yes, and it's my Xbox you need.
No, I can do it on mine. I just need the
to
internet
sign
connection.
in. However, if it was on my Xbox, you don't need it.
No,
that's your home Xbox.
I would still need to do it because I need to show that I still have those licenses running.
Oh, yeah, fair point.
So I can't use my Xbox. I can use my Switch. My Switch is the only one I can use.
That is true.
Nintendo, unlike all of the other ones, you buy and you download, it's on your thing. The entire game's there. You don't just have a license to access the internet you need to do. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not checking the internet to be like, hey, you download this game. Do you have the actual do you have the right to play it? It's like, of course you have the right to play it. You fucking downloaded it. You got through all the steps that made you get the game downloadable.
And you don't even have to actually update the games.
No.
They literally just give you... They say at the start,
do you want to
start
update the game
or update. You've got the option.
Are you sure you want to update this game? You will not be able to play it while it is updating. You're like, Nintendo, I think I have this. No. But yeah, so I've been playing Switch mainly. And one of the few games that is currently working on Steam.
Which one's that one? It's not Dave the Diver.
No.
Even though that's a single player game.
No, Dave the Diver actually, surprisingly, it doesn't say there, but yesterday it needed an update, so I can't actually play. I'm sure if I clicked it, it'd be like, play, this game needs an update. Because, but there's a lot of games. I tried to play like one of my Total War games.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's a long game, that can keep me entertained for a long time. And it was like, oh no, you need to be online to run it the first time. I'm like, but yeah, so it's like I've got hundreds of hours in that game. And it's like, oh no, for the first time you've got to launch it, you've got to. I'm like, this isn't the first time I'm launching this game.
No.
In fact, if you look at my hours, I've got fucking hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
I've played this game extensively.
Oh yeah.
But because I'm not online, it's just going like, oh, this is the first
time. It's assuming you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I'm just like, are you fucking joking? And it's like. And like everything you click on for the game is like, oh, you can play this game offline. You can play this game. And it's like, okay, well, let me play it offline. Oh no, you can't play it offline. No, we actually don't let you do that anymore. We just tell you can because we assume you're never actually going to try it.
Yeah. And we do all the time.
Of course we do. We play video games. That's what we do. You know. There's an argument to be had out there of anyone who's ever played video games on laptops who goes like, oh yeah, but it's great because you can take a laptop wherever you are, you're on the train for a couple of hours, you play a game. It's like, well, actually, you can't.
There's very few games you can.
We live in a ridiculous world.
Actually, the room games you can play offline, can't you?
Probably, but... Probably.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure those ones you can.
But the whole point is that, you know, the world we live in revolves around the internet, and it is getting ridiculous that they're like pushing us into, and they really are pushing us into the digital medium. Yeah. But a lot of people are going into that not knowing what that actually means. Yeah. Like, the truth is this, right? It's a really easy thing to explain when you just look at someone and say, if Steam shut down tomorrow, all of your Steam games mean nothing.
Oh yeah, not a one of them.
They're gone. Oh no, but and the argument is always, oh no, but Steam wouldn't disappear tomorrow. I'm like, that's not the point. The point of the thought isn't this is a likely scenario that is going to happen. It's if this were to happen, you have no recourse.
No.
And for people who have spent thousands of dollars on Steam, they go, no, they couldn't. And it's like, no, that's exactly what would happen. The money you've spent just disappears.
Yeah.
You don't have anything for them. Oh, but surely there'd be some kind of... It's like... Yeah, eventually there might be something where the company has to pay you back the money, or rah. It depends on what happens. Like, but that's years and years in the future when all the legal shit's gone through and everything.
Yeah.
Part of the subscription services, you know, the bit where you click and say, I agree to the terms of services, is that it's pretty much saying you have no right to play the game.
Yeah.
You've bought a license. That license is provided by Steam.
Yeah, because people have started actually noticing it on PlayStation.
Because
That
PlayStation
specific
is getting
section.
rid of a bunch of stuff.
Yes, they are. So that's when they started looking up the stuff, and it's like literally a section says that if they decide to get rid of the game, it will be removed from your library. That's just all there is to it.
100%. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. But but again, that shows you. It also shows how stupid people are, because they think that there is something they can do. They think if they just complain about it enough, that it's like, oh, well, okay, we won't do this, and it's like, they don't care.
No.
You know, this is part of the. This is why people are literally starting to realize now. You know, people went, oh. I get asked all the time because I still buy DVDs. People go, "Why are you buying DVDs? You could just watch that on Netflix or Prime or whatever." I'm like, because I really like the series.
And if I want to rewatch it and it's not on any of those,
and they were, but you can, but you already pay for this, so you can just watch it for free. And it's like, no. What I'm saying is, I really like the series. So in 10 years' time, I want to be able to watch it. Oh yeah, but you know, what if it's? But you can just watch it on. What if it's not on any of those services anymore? Oh, but. I'm like, and then, you know, you go, oh, I really want to watch this show from like 10 years ago. Guess what? You've got to buy a DVD copy. And because it was 10 years ago, it's out of print. So now you're paying what somebody else who went, you know what, I am going to buy this. And goes, actually, now that people want to watch it, I wonder if someone would buy this thing that I bought for $100 for $1,000. Oh, they will.
Oh, nice. Well, it's only like, I was watching...
Actually, owning stuff is a good investment.
It's like I was watching... Supernatural on something. Now, it is on multiple streaming sites.
It is.
That's fair enough. The problem is, it's no longer on the streaming site that I was using, and because I stopped watching it for a period of time, I don't remember where I'm up to.
You could just start again from new.
I could.
You'd run into the same issue if you're using DVDs. But the point I'm
that's fair.
The point I'm trying to make is that, you know, I'm trying to think of a show that I've Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ninja Turtles. We were looking for it a while back.
We were looking
the 2000s one.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm sure there's a place you could watch it. I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could find somewhere online to watch it.
It was on Netflix for a period of time there, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it still is. But you know what? Years ago, I bought all of the Avatar: The Last Airbender DVDs. Yes.
All of them. I own them. I think it was about $25 per box at the time, because they just finished airing. So that's 3 boxes, 25, about less than $100.
Yeah.
And people go to me, oh, you know, but if you had Netflix, like, okay, if I had Netflix, then I could get online, I could watch them, I could pay what's Netflix going for these days? $25 a month? Can't remember. Doesn't really matter. Let's call it. When I stopped and just went, I want nothing more to do with Netflix.
I can watch it whenever I want.
It was about $18 a month.
Yeah.
And since then, I've heard it's gone up in price.
It has.
And and now taken away the ability to share accounts and stuff like that.
You can, but you got to go through loopholes.
You got to add more money.
It's an extra $8 per person, I believe it is.
So,
yeah.
But, you know, if I want to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, I don't have to pay for it anymore. I own it.
Yeah.
It's mine. And if I want to lend it to someone, I don't have to pay an $8 to do that. I can just say, here you go, mate, watch these.
Just don't break them and bring them back.
Yeah, bring them back.
It's as simple as that.
And
it's
that's the thing that people don't understand about like these streaming services. One, you don't own anything you're watching on there.
No, you don't.
2, they really don't have to provide you with anything. Look at Disney Plus. Disney Plus is shrinking the list of things they've got on there. They're putting out more and more
crap,
shitty quality, poorly put together things, and now they want to charge you more for it. And it's just like, you know, like some people go like, oh yeah, but like, I'm trying to think of what I bought the other day. Futurama. I bought Futurama.
Oh,
all of Futurama. $60.
Yeah.
Can you stream Futurama anywhere? Probably.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. There you go. But I own it all for $60 for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah, you do.
How long would $60 get me Disney Plus for? 3 months?
I think so. I don't pay for it.
About 3 months.
Yeah.
So I could watch it whenever I wanted for 3 months, or whenever I want for the rest of my life. And you know, the funny thing that people don't seem to get is I can also just do this crazy thing where I get my discs that I own, put them into a computer, make legal, because I own the property, I own them, I can copy them into a digital format, put them on a hard drive, then I don't have to carry the discs around with me everywhere.
No. Because
as long as I don't sell that hard drive, I haven't committed piracy.
Yeah, that's as simple as it is.
I haven't committed piracy. That's the truth. As long as I'm not selling the copies, I'm not committing piracy. If I'm using them for my own personal self, it's perfectly fine. That's why I bought the discs, to use them for my own personal self.
Yep. That's why I own a whole bunch of animes for the same reason. But I've already run into the issue where if I want to watch some of the stuff that I've got on disc, but I don't want to be putting the disc in, I've actually got to go and stream it off in a legal website. So again, I've got the disc, so it's not a problem, but there's a bunch of stuff. And even then, there's newer stuff that's coming out, but because we live in Australia, I'm not allowed to watch it, because it's only on these 2 streaming services that aren't in Australia.
Exactly. Long story short, there is always an argument, and if anyone ever sees you and says, "Oh, but you don't just get a streaming service. You don't need to own a physical copy." Slap them in the face and say, "Well, I want to actually own this because this is something that I want."
Yeah, because
have a collection of things because it actually makes for a good thing.
Yeah, because there's multiple things that I've wanted to watch, and as I said, like we were talking, would have been about a year ago now. We're actually actively looking on Amazon, fucking eBay, all that sort of stuff to find the 2000s Ninja Turtle. Can't find it. You can't. And even then, I did find a place where you could watch it, and it was on Google Play. You had to pay for it. You had to rent or buy it. So okay, fair enough. Didn't have all of the seasons.
Nope.
Where do I watch the rest of it? You can't, unless you go and find it on some illegal website.
Exactly.
So, and this is all us talking about watching it all legally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100 people will be like, "Oh, you can just find this wherever you go to this." And I'm actually talking about legally watching it. I know there's illegal places out there. Trust me.
We're aware of them.
I went to university.
Yes, we are very aware of those. We just want to own the copies.
Yeah. 1, I want to own it. That way, it's mine, and I don't have to worry about anything. 2,
Exactly.
It looks good on a shelf.
It does.
3, illegal sites are always a pain in the ass to actually do anything on.
That, and it's like you've got viruses that they're carrying, the amount of ads that they do.
Pain in the ass.
Even if you've got an ad blocker, there are still some that make it through.
Pain in the ass covers all of that.
I think I went to one of those sites one day.
Pain in the ass covers all of that.
I know, but I just want to say, I think I went to one of those sites one time. As much as I have an ad blocker, every time you clicked, it just blocked the ad. I sat there, spamming the button, waiting, and then I looked after a while, and I still hadn't even clicked on what I was looking for, but it had blocked 400 ads.
Yeah. So
it's like, oh,
obviously, like there, as I said, there's reasons you want to own this stuff.
100%.
There's reasons you don't want to rely on a streaming service.
Oh yeah.
And there's reasons not to use illegal things. Trust me.
More reasons on that one.
Lots of reasons.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it is like, I don't know, people are just always like, "Oh, but you could just," and it's like, yeah, you could just. But think about the long term. And it's like, the crazy thing is this, right? Let's talk about something like Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yep.
If you owned all of Dragon Ball Z,
yes,
on DVD, sure, you could probably stream it all on, I don't know, Funimation or whatever it is now. Whoever has the rights to that, Crunchyroll, whatever.
it is. Yes, it's now all on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, you could definitely stream it there. However, you could also own it, and if you bought it back,
and it's actually you can still buy it now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it's still big enough that they're actually still making the discs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not hard.
So you could buy it, and then in 10 years' time, when we're up to Dragon Ball alphabet number whatever. we see it all the time. People selling their series and they're making bank on it, and people go like, "Oh yeah, but then they don't have it anymore." It's like, yeah, but the person streaming only paid money to see it.
Yeah. Didn't
get it. They don't get to keep it.
No.
And they can't make money on it on the reverse side.
The other thing
it actually makes sense to own things, because then even if you don't want them anymore, you can sell them, and often you can make more money than you paid for it originally.
And the other thing is,
to keep it in good condition.
Anything done by 4Kids, you can't get anymore.
I'm not sure why you would want it.
No, well, because they changed so much of it.
Yeah.
They changed so much, dropped stuff out, that they're actually not allowed to put that out anymore because, well, they realised how much they did. Let's face it, Pokemon the first movie?
No.
Okay, so Pokemon the first movie with Mewtwo in it.
Carry on.
He's got this hatred for humanity.
Yeah.
Which, if you actually watch the 4Kids version, he's just, from the moment you see him, he's got hatred for humanity. If you actually watch the Japanese version, it explains why. Because they basically took up the whole start of the movie and just started from a different point. It's like, we were missing a whole part of the story. What are you doing?
It's like the 4Kids One Piece.
Yeah, Sanji with a lollipop.
With a lollipop.
That's why the joke comes out in Gintama, where they're basically in a classroom and Gintama's and they turn around to Gintama and it's like, "You're not supposed to smoke in here." It's like, "I'm licking a lollipop." What are you talking about? Pulls this giant ass lollipop out of his mouth. He's like, "I'm just licking it fast enough that it's smoking at the end." It stops smoking by this point, chucks it back in, starts smoking at the end.
Yeah, I know.
That's where that joke comes from.
But my point is, like, what they did was put a lollipop for his cigarette in every scene that he had.
Cool. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. But it actually begs a better question. Why not just remove the cigarette?
It's true. Well, no, because then, it's slightly more work, because then they've got to change what his arms do. Because there's a lot of times where he's moving up to his face. If you just take the cigarette out, he's just randomly moving up to his mouth.
You can just randomly move up to his mouth.
Not true. You could. But either way, it is ridiculous things that they changed that they just didn't need to.
But the point.
It's like they're re-releasing the original Digimon series.
Oh, interesting.
Because again, 4Kids is what brought it to the West.
Mm.
So if you wanted to watch you had to watch in Japanese. So now they're re-releasing it, so you can actually watch it.
Nice. Well, yeah. Anyway, fucking crazy people.
Oh yeah.
If there's something you like, even if it's on a streaming site or whatever, just buy it. Buy a physical copy. That way you own it.
Make sure you've got enough money for it, so save up a little bit. But
yeah, don't just be like, you know what, this is going to cost me $50, and I have $50, so I'm definitely buying it. No, that's irresponsible, fiscally.
It is. I know from experience.
God, you do.
Years ago, man. Years ago.
The point is, there is always, if you ever have the argument with someone who's like, there's no point owning physical media, you can just stream everything. Slap them hard.
Oh yes.
And ask them, can you stream that, you dumb fuck?
If you record it on the internet, yes you can.
No, you cannot stream being slapped. Trust me, if you could, I would make millions.
True.
Slapping people. Especially Elon. What the fuck was wrong with Twitter?
Thomas.
Fucking why is it X? What do you do on X? Do you X people? Do you X them?
Look at his kid's
Are you constantly Xing?
Well, look at his kid's name. Of course he was going to change it to something like that.
Anyway,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us. If you liked the video, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all of that good stuff. We really do appreciate it. Enjoy your Christmas, even if it does have a whole lot of crap attached to it that you care not for.
Oh, yes.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a few drinks if you're of legal drinking age, and if you're not, have a few drinks of something that doesn't involve alcohol.
Yes.
It's not difficult.
No.
In fact, one might even say like 90% of beverages out there don't.
It's actually a lot easier to find them.
It is, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us. I've been Darcy. He's been Kris. We will catch you next time for the last time of 2023.
Yes.
Goodbye.
So, yeah.